And we are back with another episode, this time not the most quotable films of all time. We're doing our annual list since the Academy Awards just happened of our top five films of 2024. We will see if we have any in common, probably not, but
Or any in common with the Academy Awards.
maybe.
Actually,
Well,
I don't
I'm
even
more
I don't
uh,
even know who won because
really?
I haven't looked at the list. I
Yeah.
didn't well, I haven't watched the Academy Awards for a couple of years now. I gave
Yeah,
up.
you're not
Big.
missing much. I mean, yeah, the winner was Anora, which I'll just say was not on my list. So,
That
but
was not on my list either.
okay.
Barb and I tried watching it, and I think it only lasted the first half hour.
I can see that. Yeah. Well, you want to start us with your number five?
All right, my number five is Young Woman in the Sea.
Oh, yeah, you told me to watch that and I still haven't.
Yeah, I told you to watch that movie. Uh, the director was Joachim Roning.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that. Daisy Ridley was the star.
Right.
Uh, Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this goes back to like I don't know the 1920s or something like that.
Right.
And while she was uh,
This
during the summer, she knows that they had swimming contests with men, and then somehow she kind the guy to do swimming contests for women, and then eventually she got a trainer, and she was doing like really well. She went to the Olympics, won a gold medal,
mm-hmm. And
and
she
then
was the
she
first woman to swim the English Channel, right?
yes, she was. So that's
Yeah.
what the story is.
Yeah.
And how she trained to get there,
Right.
and you know, but it was good. It was like really like a heartwarming story and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be up my alley since I enjoyed the other one about the lady who swam to Cuba. I forget the name of that movie that came out the year before. But yeah, I will check it out eventually. So
Yeah, and actually, she had a record before that
yeah.
that actually lasted 90 years.
Wow. That's pretty crazy,
I don't
man.
want to give the whole thing away,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yes,
Okay. Well, yeah, good
uh,
pick. All right. Well, my number five is one that kind of came out of left field for me. I wasn't expecting to like this as much as I did, but it's the Netflix original movie that came out around Christmas time called Carry On. The the Die Hard type thriller set in the airport about the
oh
TSA
yes,
agent.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, where Jason Bateman plays the villain. I thought he did a great job, actually. And Taron Egerton is the main guy trying to make sure the bomb or whatever it
Yeah,
is
a
not
lot
getting
of
on the plane.
sweating and a lot of running in that movie.
Yes, yes, indeed. Yeah, the I thought the action was I mean, there were a couple moments in it where you're kind of like, I don't know if that could happen, but that one scene where they're fighting in the car, I forget the actress's name who plays like the FBI agent. That was like a really cool scene, but yeah, if you like Die Hard 2, I thought it was kind of like right up there with some of the best Die Hard movies. So
Yeah, actually, I like that movie.
yeah,
Yeah, not enough to put it in my top five favorites, but that
yeah.
was that was one of the movies that I did like.
Okay, well at least we have
And
that in common. Yeah,
and the thing, the movie was real time.
right. Yeah,
You know, uh, it took place, I don't know what, maybe 4, 5 hours.
right.
You
Yeah.
know, everything was done in the same day.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where it got a little tricky. Like it felt like sometimes like where he left the suitcase and he's like, did he have enough time for him to walk there or whatever? But Other than that, I thought it was really well done. So, cool. Okay, so what's your number four?
My number four is music by John Williams.
Ah, nice. Okay. Yeah, that very good documentary.
Yeah, it was a very good documentary. It was about mostly about John Williams' uh, life story
Yeah.
from the time that he was born till the present time where he's still alive.
And still doing stuff. Crazy.
Right. And
Yeah.
and all the music that he did that I wasn't aware of, and wasn't aware that he was into jazz.
Yep. Yep. Which made sense, but yeah, I didn't know that either. Like his
Yeah,
upbringing, like his dad was also a musician
yeah,
um and yeah,
yeah.
like
So
he was
it
a
was
big
very
jazz guy.
interesting. And then when you get hit with that the Star Wars thing, they
Yeah.
start playing it. It was like it was emotional.
Yeah, me too. Like when they played it for the first time with the orchestra with Lucas
Yeah,
watching and stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
That
And
was very
then,
cool.
Spielberg was in it, of course. Lucas was in it
Yep.
also.
Yep.
And, they showed the clip where Spielberg hired him to do Jaws.
Right.
And like he played the beginning of dun, 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 on the
Yeah.
piano. And it was just like, and Spielberg
Is
goes,
that it? Yeah.
okay, is that what it's going to
And it's
be?
just gonna be on the piano and that's it. But yeah. Yeah, it really re-emphasizes the brilliance of John Williams. Not that you even needed to, but
Yes,
yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of funny moments and a lot of fond
Hmm.
moments in it.
Yeah.
It was emotional because, that was, my time. It was more your time because
Hmm.
that's when you started watching some of his really big movies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But it was
absolutely.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really good. It was really well done.
Yeah, I thought so too. Well, that's cool because my number four, I didn't pick this one, but I also went with a documentary. And it's also about someone who rose to fame around the same time. And it's Jim Henson Idea Man, which was directed by Ron Howard. Did you watch that one?
No, I did not see that one.
Ah, that was really well done too.
I'll fit that one on my list.
Yeah, it was cool. Like I think you would like it too.
Was that
I'm
Netflix also?
uh I don't remember where I watched it from. It might have been on Hulu actually,
Yeah,
possibly.
Hulu would be tough for me. That's
Yeah.
probably I didn't know about it. So
Yeah.
it was Jim Henson, Idea Man.
Yeah, and what I really appreciated about how Ron Howard made it was, I mean, it also is pretty much a straightforward documentary about his life, but it shows a lot of footage that I had never seen of like his early short films that were not
Yeah,
always puppetry related. And it almost uses that to like get inside the head of Jim Henson. And like there was a lot of interesting stuff about him I didn't realize too, where like when he started getting into making movies like The Dark Crystal around that time, he was trying to really push the boundaries and go outside the box of just, the Muppets and stuff. But yeah, I got emotional on that one as well because, like the Muppet movie and Sesame Street, like I came up on all that stuff.
in the
So
Dark Crystal. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So yeah, and then of course Labyrinth and all that, but
yeah,
yeah, he was very like crazy like the origins of Kermit, like it was just basically a sock puppet and how he was able to get so much expression out of just that little thing, like
yeah.
just incredible. So
I know. I mean, remember we used to go to Sesame Street all the time.
yeah,
You know,
Sesame Place, yeah.
yeah.
That was so cool. Yeah, so that was cool. Yeah, good childhood stuff at our number fours. So what's your number three?
Well, speaking of Ron Howard, right?
Yeah.
He was also in the John Williams thing.
Oh,
But
right.
when he was a kid, when he
Yes.
played Opie on, I can't remember
Oh, the
the
Andy Griffith show. Yeah.
yeah, the Andy Griffith show. That was it. So
Yeah.
it was weird watching him, as a little kid with hair.
Right. I know, right? Yeah, you forget about that. So yeah, what's your three?
My number three is Fall Guy.
Ah, another one I haven't seen. Okay.
Yeah, Netflix movie again.
Yep. And that's Ryan Gosling, right?
Huh?
Ryan Gosling is
Yes.
okay.
I think he redeemed himself from the Barbie movie.
Yeah. So he plays like a stunt man in this. Is that right?
Yeah, he plays like a stuntman.
Mm.
It's a romantic comedy adventure
Yeah.
action movie. Uh, what happened was like he was stuntman. This is the beginning,
Yep.
uh, and he was flirting with this woman and stuff. But the flirts were really intelligent.
Hmm.
Them going back and forth and stuff like that. And then he did a stunt where he was falling from the balcony,
Yeah.
and they forgot to put the cushion, that big
Okay.
fluffy thing.
Yeah, right.
So he jumped off the balcony, landed flat on his back,
Yeah.
wound up in the hospital and stuff. And then uh, everything went downhill. He wouldn't talk to the girl and all this stuff. And, he was doing like a menial job and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then the opportunity came where he could be in her movie down in, I can't remember, Australia someplace.
Hmm.
And he thought she called him.
Okay.
And then it was all the stuff was going on back and forth. We're trying to get in her good graces, and she's pissed at him. And now he's doing stunts for her, and she's making him do stunts over and over again, where he's getting
Okay.
stuff.
So it's got some good comedic
Yeah, it's
action
got some
stuff.
good comedic stuff. It
Yeah.
was like very intelligently done. It was sharp. It was crisp.
Okay. Cool. Good pick. Yeah, I'll have to add that to my list too to watch. Or maybe we could watch together in the near future. Uh,
Yeah, Emily Blunt was his co-star.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it looked like that would be a good entertaining kind of popcorn movie. So all right, good deal. All right, well, my number three goes completely opposite direction than that, I guess. And it is one of the Academy Award contending movies. It did not win, but it's The Brutalist. Adrian Brody won for Best Actor for this.
Okay. I did
And
not see Brutalist.
I don't know that I would call it like you called Fall Guy crisp because this movie's like 3.5 hours long, but it doesn't feel like a 3.5 hour movie. It goes by very quickly, which I wasn't expecting. But yeah, just really well made movie about this immigrant who was in concentration camps. It doesn't really go into the history of that much. It's him getting to America, and he's an architect, and him kind of rising up in prominence in that in America, working for this wealthy guy, and then a bunch of stuff goes crazy in the second half. Um, some things a little like too crazy, but at the same time, it adds to the drama. So yeah, I totally see why Adrian Brody won Best Actor for this. I mean, like he's incredible in it. And yeah, just like it's one of those movies that you just kind of get sucked in. I was just zoned into it the whole time. And it has some really cool like metaphors in it as well. So yeah, I think it's worth a watch, but I don't know if you would end up liking it in the end or not. But it could go either way. So
Yeah, well, I'll check it out.
all right. Yeah, I see if you get past the first 10 minutes. That's that's Katya and I's rule. If we make it past 10 minutes, we're in for the long haul. But what's your number two?
My number two is Twisters.
Ah, another
And,
one you told me to watch and I still haven't seen.
I know. And, the first time I watched it, I wasn't sure because I really liked the movie Twister
Yeah.
way back, I think, what, 10 years ago or something like that.
Hmm.
And, I just figured, I don't like a sequel that probably wasn't really considered a sequel in a way, but, some of the stuff was the same and stuff. But this one had more to do with the human factor, or do you, you know,
Hmm.
being humane about the people that devastated the Twisters.
Okay. Yeah.
And
And I'm sure the special effects have improved since the last one.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, when people got sucked up into the Twister,
Yeah.
and I mean, before that, I mean, they're fighting to hold on to stuff and stuff like that, and they just get zoomed away.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like really crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cool.
and
Okay. And it's Glenn Powell. I like him, the main actor, right?
yeah, he was one of the main actors.
Yeah.
Uh, Kate Carter was a character uh,
Hmm.
in the movie, and she uh, tried to come up with something that would kill the Twister,
Mm-hmm.
and it failed, and she lost three of her friends uh,
Mm.
because of that. So then
Okay.
she was working in New York, and she was doing like some weather stuff and stuff like that. And then one of her other friends called her back and stuff like that. And uh, what he was doing uh, didn't appeal to her after she found out that uh, uh, the person he worked for was doing scrupulous business deals. But
Hmm.
then she met the character that you were talking about, and she thought, when she first saw him and stuff, that he was just like a cowboy chasing
Yeah.
twisters and stuff. But then,
Okay.
they got together, and but it was like, I
No.
mean, there was a twister at a wedding, not a wedding, a
Yeah.
rodeo,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
stuff, you know. So
Crazy.
they combined.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
they were
sounds
good,
good.
and
Yeah.
but it was good. I mean, the action scenes were like really good. The little
Right.
romance thing going on between them was, really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, yeah, I respect your choice. So, no, my number two is going to be one that I'm pretty sure we've already talked about, and I know you're not going to like. But my number two is Conclave, another Academy
Oh,
Award movie.
Conclave was a decent movie. I
Yeah,
mean, the Catholic Church had comments about it,
yeah,
that they weren't exactly following the right procedure when, they were
yeah,
electing the cardinal and stuff like that. But it was an interesting movie, and it was an interesting dilemma
right.
that it
Yeah, and
placed
I know you
on
didn't care that much for the way it ended, but like I thought that was okay. Like to me, it was just like one of those. I definitely like The Brutalist. I wasn't expecting to even be interested in this one because I was like, this is going to be boring, just about cardinals and popes and stuff. But I was just like, I found it to be a very captivating, like political thriller, basically that kind of kept you on the edge of your seat, like as a sort of a mystery as well as far as like, who is gonna
yeah,
win and
as a political thriller, it did good. It did
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah, and all the actors
But,
were good.
putting it in, the contents of the Catholic Church, it's
Yeah,
iffy.
Yeah, it was an interesting.
Catholic Church doesn't usually like any movie about the Catholic Church.
That's true. Yeah, yeah, like Spotlight, that's a whole other thing. But this one, at least the Catholics kind of get away unscathed. But yeah, Ray Fiennes was great. Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow, like a really good cast. Um, so yeah, that was my two. So what's your number one?
My number one uh, is a sequel,
Okay.
and I rarely like sequels.
Yes.
Uh, and it was part two of a sequel.
Oh, I know what you're going with this. Okay. I haven't
Yes,
seen either one of them.
Dune Part Two.
Okay. Okay. Yep.
And actually, this series, Dune 1 and 2, was a remake of a movie probably that was like 20 or 25 years ago,
Yeah.
maybe even farther back. And that movie was horrible.
Right.
So this one at least stayed true to the book.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is, was it? Uh, yeah, Paul Atreides
Mm-hmm.
uh, is now on the planet Dune.
Right.
And the thing is, about the spices.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I know a bit about it, but
yeah.
yeah.
So they need the spices to do interstellar space travel.
Yeah.
So uh, they killed off his whole family so that they could take the operation from him. So
Mm-hmm.
now he's trying to be the Messiah for the Freemen, who
Mm-hmm.
are the natives on the planet and stuff. And
Right.
that's what the whole second part about is and stuff like that. But there's a lot of good parts. I mean, his
Yeah.
mother's involved with helping him, become the prophet and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that he has to do to prove himself is to, uh, while the big, huge worm is in motion, he
Right.
has to like jump on it and tame it and have it,
Yeah.
carry it as, to go whichever way he wanted to go and stuff. But
Yeah.
the scenery is great.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you
Yeah, I
know,
think they won a bunch of awards for like
did they?
cinematography and special effects.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
which
yes.
I
I
could
mean,
see that.
yeah, special effects were great. It
Yeah.
was good.
And Timothy Chalamet was good in that, right? I mean, he's usually pretty good. I did like the Complete Unknown movie about Bob Dylan, where he played Dylan as well, but didn't quite make my top five. But yeah, like a lot of good actors. Denis Villeneuve is a great director, so I'll probably check it out eventually. I'm
I
just not
mean,
as into.
it was the only big production
Hmm.
uh, that I liked.
And
You know,
the
I mean,
second one's better than the first one, right? That's what everyone says.
yeah, the second one is better than the first one because the first one is like setting it up.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, when they first get down there, then his father gets killed, the whole family gets killed, and
Hmm.
then the bad guys come in, take over.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Well, we once again we have none in common. So, of course, my number one is not an action or sci-fi. It is another. It's kind of comedy mixed with drama, but it's another one of these where I wasn't expecting much from, but it kind of blew me away, actually. It's A Real Pain, and it was directed by and stars Jesse Eisenberg, who was from Zombieland and Social
Yeah,
Network, and then Kieran Culkin, who won Best Supporting Actor for this, actually, Macaulay Culkin's brother. They play cousins who have kind of drifted apart in life, but they come together to go in their grandmother's honor, who had recently passed away, to visit her hometown in Poland. And they go on this tour. And so it has like some bittersweet moments, but there's a lot of comedy throughout. Just the way that they interact with each other is great. And I thought the writing was excellent. Like Jesse Eisenberg needs to make more movies, but Kieran Culkin, yeah, he deserved to win. Like he was outstanding, and it kind of hit me too because his character's name is Benji in the movie, who they allude to a time when he like had an attempted suicide, and I had a friend Benji in real life who did commit suicide, so it was like kind of a gut punch in a way, this movie in a couple respects. But so like it hit me on a personal level, but also I think it's very entertaining. Like Katya and I watched it multiple times already. So for all those reasons, it is my number one.
Yeah, I did watch the movie.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
you recommended it. Uh, I really didn't see that much comedy in the movie.
Yeah.
It was to me it was they were more or less fighting and then trying to
Yeah.
be friendly again and helpful to each other, then fighting again, you know,
Right. Right.
and that type of thing. I did think the stone was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Jewish tradition of putting a stone on the graveyard and then
Right.
the stone on the step of where
Oh, yeah. And then they get in
the
trouble for
mother
doing it.
used to live and stuff like that,
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
in the middle. You know,
Right.
so yeah, that to me that was like funny and stuff.
Yeah, I had appreciated too, like the little moments of like them getting lost on the train and then having to get on the other train to go back because, especially if you've traveled Europe in any form on the trains, you know how that can be.
Yeah,
So,
and that was mostly Culkin that was like,
yeah,
screwing everything up. I think that was the one
yeah,
that they alluded to that had suicidal
correct. Yes.
ventricle and stuff.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, his part was interesting
yeah.
because he was you never knew what he was going to do.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Like he had kind of a bipolar personality, it seemed like,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
there
and
was a
then
little bit of like planes, trains, and automobiles vibes too with how it ended with him just
yeah, and the part where you know he getting his picture taken at the statue,
right.
and then got everybody to come to the
Yeah,
statue,
that was great
cousin who was left taking the
with all
picture.
the phones. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
with all the phones, and the tour guide
Right.
said, "Oh, you go to the thing,"
Yeah,
and and Eisenberg didn't want to go. He was just like taking the pictures. He
yeah,
thought
yeah,
it was stupid. Yeah, so there
yeah.
was all these like
Right.
parts in the movie. So I
Yeah.
mean, there were some like good parts that I liked in the movie, but not enough to put it in my top five.
All right, well, fair enough. But yeah, I mean, this will be interesting. What I think, since we have none in common, what we probably should do is do a top six and just put our top threes like every other one, I guess. Which doesn't really
Well,
matter to
I
me.
don't know if we should rank them. I just think we should put it
Yeah,
at the top 10 movies that we liked.
there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah, then in that case, in no particular order, top 10 movies of 2024 according to 3 and 4 are at number 10 we'll go The Young Woman and the Sea. At number 9, Carry On. At number 8, Music by John Williams. At number 7, Jim Henson, Idea Man. At number 6, Fall Guy. At number 5, The Brutalist. At number 4, Twisters. Number 3, Conclave. Number 2, Dune Part 2, and number 1, A Real Pain. Yeah. Of course,
And
I put mine at one.
I know, I know. So out of those 10,
Yeah.
which were any of them nominated for the Academy Award?
Conclave and The Brutalist
Okay.
were the only two, I believe. So yeah. But yeah, not bad. So next week we'll be doing back to most quotable films of all time, and we're doing Happy Gilmore was the winner for the letter H. So that should be fun. Definitely quotable. Definitely not your favorite, but yeah.
Now that I figured was going to win. I'd rather have Happy Gilmore than the
Yeah.
Hannah and her sisters.
Well, all right. I'll take it. So, all right, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Love you.
Love you too.
All right, bye.